breakfast, ready to eat. Don't skip your breakfast too, okay? Before I eat, I remember a man who went for an interview for a job in a multinational hotel business, and he wanted a job in that hotel so badly because once you get that job, you're basically settled for life. So it was such a top job, and it was his dream to get it, and he was all so prepared, very excited, and he readied himself as best as he could, and he went for that interview. And on the way in that lobby, before he went to the interview, he saw the lobby full of people, and not just ordinary people. They were all very well dressed in suits and their big resumes, very accomplished, very experienced, high level people, all waiting for that one position. And suddenly his excitement turned into nervousness, and he started shaking and thinking, how am I going to compete with all these people? I'm just an ordinary lad, an ordinary guy. And nervously he went into his interview, and he went there, and the interviewers looked at him and asked him, one interviewer asked him, is this how you are regularly? Is this how you are always? He was wondering, why is he asking that question? He said, yes, this is how I am all the time. And the interviewers proceeded to ask, who are you, what's your background, and all those details. And he told them, and they said, okay, good, you've got the job, and come and take up your job as soon as possible. And they shook his hands, and he was so surprised. He said, is that all the questions you wanted to ask me? They said, yes. And he ran back home very happily, saying, wow, Mom, Dad, I got this job that I was waiting for so much, and I'm so happy. His dad looked at him with a proud smile, and he was so happy for him. And he went and took up the job. And before he went into his work, the MD of the hotel who interviewed him, the managing director, met with him and said, give your best, do your job well. And on hearing that, he said, I'll do that, but why did you select me for this job without asking many questions? I mean, why did you give me this position? All you asked was who I am and where I'm coming from and things like that. I was so surprised. And the MD looked at him and said, I noticed one thing when you came in. All the others took this chair and pulled it or dragged it as they sat down. And it made so much noise. And that's not the way to do it. There's an etiquette to it. And I noticed you, when you came in, you slowly, without making a sound, lifted up the chair and dropped it in its place. And that's the right way to do it. That's discipline. And I was so impressed by that. That got you your job. And on hearing that, tears started rolling down his face, because when he was young and when he was small, he was sitting at a dinner table just like this around his family. His father would always yell at him and shout at him, saying, son, don't drag the chair like that. Don't make noise with your chair. Lift up your chair and put it in its place. Don't be rude like that. Don't be an arrogant fellow like that. And he used to get beatings also sometimes for doing things like that. He remembered that scene, and he was so thankful to his father's instruction. And he remembered, yes, today, more than all my accomplishments and my education and things like that, discipline, because of my father's instruction, has got me this dream job. Don't undervalue the instructions that you get also from your parents, from your teachers, from your boss, from your superiors. It's so important. You might think, when they say clean your room, when they say don't do that, you don't need that in your life, you might think, why are they saying all these things? I don't see the value of it. We think that because we don't see the usefulness right away in our eyes. It's for a later time. We don't see it in the short term. So we think it's not useful for us. I'll do that later on. But an old dog never learns new tricks. It's what you learn when you're young that you follow in the later age. It's just like that boy who accepted his father's words and his discipline. That gave him fruit when he was appearing in the later stage of his life. It'll help you in your marriage. It'll help you in your job, work culture. It'll help you in the later on in different stages of your life. All that they say, because that's how God leads you through your parents and the wisdom, the experiences that they have gained in their life. They try to give shortcut instructions to you, so it'll help you and make you grow faster. So don't undervalue it. Value all the instructions that you get, because Proverbs 19:20 says, listen to advice and accept instruction so that you can gain wisdom in your future. So become wise people. Gain all the instructions that you can get. Gain all the teaching that you can get, and grow up as wise people in your future. It's the shortcut to the success in your life. Value it. Okay, I'm going to have my morning Nasta, and this is the Nasta for today for you.